Well, hey, everybody, and welcome to this midweek review with Mr. John. I am Mr. John, and today we're going to talk about something that has probably happened to you. Have you ever been doing something, no matter what it is, maybe playing a video game or doing something else around the house or outside, and all of a sudden you get a call from somebody to, hey, come here, look at this. Come here, you got to see this. Come here, this is amazing. You got to be here right now. My wife did this to me the other day. I was reading a book and I was just kind of reading along, and my wife called me over to our slider door. And I'm sitting there, I'm right in the middle of this great passage. I was actually reading the Bible for a study I was doing, and I was in this great passage. I was really into it, but my wife was adamant. She's calling me, come here, you got to see this. So I got up to go see. I put down the book and immediately got up to go look. We had in our backyard a fox. And now we live in a neighborhood. There's a movie theater right behind us. We live there, and we very rarely see foxes in our yard. We see them sometimes when we're driving through the neighborhood or walking our dog, but we've never seen one in the backyard. And it was just sitting there. And then when we're standing at the door, we sit there and the fox just sits down and looks at us. And it was amazing to see. I mean, this fox was just right there. So we took a couple pictures. It was just amazing. And if I wouldn't have listened to my wife and got up in that moment, because shortly after that, something caught the fox's attention and it took off. If I would have waited another 30 seconds to a minute, I would have missed it. I would have missed out on something that God created and is beautiful just to see. I know foxes can be a menace in neighborhoods, but when you see them, it's still an amazing thing to see. Well, Paul, he's been traveling around, just going around from place to place to place, telling people about God, and he is out and he is getting ready to preach in this place, and for some reason they won't let him into the town. And he's trying to get in to tell them, but he's got this feeling because that night when he goes to bed, somebody's telling him, an angel most likely, in his head telling him, hey, you need to go to a place called Macedonia and you need to talk to the people there. Now, when Paul woke up, right, he could have said, oh, it's a dream. We'll go to Macedonia some other time. We can go to Macedonia on our way to blah, blah, blah. We can, he could have made every excuse. He could have, well, I'm here. Let's do this first and then let's go. Let's read our passage, our book. And then when I get done with that, then we'll go, right? He could have done any of that, but no. He takes this as a call, a message from God to go on this moment and head out to Macedonia. Now, this is not a small trip. This is a fairly long trip. And Paul gets in a boat and he heads off and he goes to Macedonia. And when he gets there, he gets to preach to all these people. He gets to baptize all these people. And then he ends up meeting this gal. He meets a lady named Lydia. Now, Lydia, it says in the Bible, is a maker of purple cloth. When we hear that, purple is the color of royalty. She is making clothes for people that are really prestigious, right? The prince, the princess, the queen, the king. She is making clothes for them. So this is a lady who has some money, right? She's fairly well to do in a place, in a region that probably isn't very well to do money wise with other people. And the thing about Lydia is she is a follower of God. She does follow God, kind of like Saul. Now, we remember who Saul is? It's Paul. Paul, who was there. Remember, he changed from Saul to Paul because Jesus came to him. Lydia is a believer in God. She knows who God is, but she really hasn't understood who Jesus was. So she's following the Old Testament law. And the Pharisee, remember we talked about the Pharisees who had kind of interpreted the Old Testament their way and not God's way, and kind of made rules and laws that was good for them, but not really honoring to God. Well, that's what Lydia was following. So Paul and Lydia meet, and they're down by a river, and Paul invests into Lydia. This call he got from way over there where he was, busy as Paul is. He was a busy man preaching and telling people about the gospel, but he took God's call and he went. And he gets to preach to Lydia, who makes this conversion over to trusting in who Jesus is. And then Lydia does something. She feels called to do something for Paul. She invites him to her house. She invites him in to just kind of sit and talk to the fam, right? Talk to the family. Hey, tell them what you just told me. And in that, Lydia was able to get Paul to get her family to trust in who Jesus was. And so, how often do we miss out on things that God is putting out there for us? How often do we miss getting to see something beautiful, something that God created, like a fox sitting in your backyard? It sounds so simple, right? But the only time we really see foxes is maybe on TV or in pictures. Maybe if you go to the zoo, some zoos have foxes, but not very many anymore. I haven't seen any foxes in a long time in a zoo. So this is one of God's creatures that we don't get to see very often, sitting right in my backyard, and I could have missed it. So guys, when you feel that call, that urge, that God is moving you in some way. Now, I'm not saying that my wife calling me over to see the fox was God calling me into that moment, right? But I could have missed it. When God calls us, we should move. We should go that direction. And guys, we got to try to understand when God is calling us. When we feel like maybe you're taking a test in school, and you get to a question and you do not know the answer. You just don't know. And your neighbor, who usually is pretty good at studying and knowing the answers, is sitting there kind of leaning back and kind of just maybe done with the test. And you can see the question that you're having problems with. And you kind of take that quick glance over. Do you feel the call not to look at the answer? Do you feel called? You should feel so. No, this is not what God wants me to do. That's kind of a call. That is saying, no, I'm not following God. I don't want to do this. Or, hey, God is calling me to read my Bible more. Do you feel that call at all? So guys, I hope this kind of helps you when in certain times when maybe you're playing a video game and mom calls you up to do something, or to, hey, it's dinner time, and you go, hey, wait a minute, mom. No, stop your game, pause your game, go up and enjoy dinner with the family, because you don't know what you're going to miss if you come up late. So guys, verses coming up. I hope you're taking these verses into your heart and learning them. And guys, I hope you are growing ever more faithful in who God is. We will talk to you next time. Have a great week. Bye. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 16:9.